Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to our Coffee Times to talk about horror. And today I bring you my September TBR pile. We're finally in fall.
It's coffee time!
I've been really good this year at not buying too many Halloween mugs. And basically this is the only one that I bought, and I just bought it impromptu the other day because it was looking at me. It was looking at me and I couldn't let it go, so I had to grab it. Also, it has a perfect big shape for warm beverages and I love it. So this is the new addition to the collection. The t-shirt is also new. It's currently available on Primark. It is on the men section. Always check the men section because for some reason they had all the horror stuff and there was none in the women's section, which I need to file a complaint because that is just disrespectful. But I got this one, and I got one from The Exorcist and one from Scream. They did have one from It, but it was like white or beige, and I was like, I cannot vibe with that color. And the t-shirts seem a little bit plain on the front, but they have a really cool back, all of them. I hope you can see this is how the back looks like. And now let's talk about the books that I plan to read in the month of September. So needless to say that in July and August I didn't read as much as I wanted to, but it is okay. You know, sometimes you have lower months, especially now I'm very busy because my mind is always thinking about everything that I need for the baby, that I still need to buy, things that need to be done in the house. We're still renovating the house. We are kind of ready now to paint the rooms upstairs, move everything up so that we can free the baby room painted and get everything for the baby room. So I'm starting to stress because baby is due in December, but I'm just hoping that everything is gonna turn out fine. And I'm probably gonna be very busy with that, so I'm trying to accept that reality. Obviously I chose this so I knew it was gonna be a lot of work, but obviously I didn't expect the renovations to take this long, but then again, renovations, don't they always do? So basically the plan for September is to give myself a more realistic TBR. This time I've only put 7 books on my TBR and one of them is an audiobook, so that is gonna help me as well. I'm integrating now audiobooks every month because those do help me, and I think once baby is here, especially at the beginning, audiobooks are going to be a lifesaver, plus my Kindle, because while I have baby I can pass the pages on a Kindle while I'm reading my book. So that is my plan, okay? If you have any other suggestions, if you had babies and you're also a reader like me and you have any tips on how to get a lot of reading done or as much as you can while you have a baby, let me know. I would appreciate that. So the first book that I'm going to be kind of revisiting in September, because I read this one a very long time ago. This book came out in the 70s. Obviously I didn't read it when it came out. I think it's from 78, and it is by Stephen King. I'm gonna be reading The Long Walk because I remember, you know, I read a lot of Stephen King when I was a teenager, and a lot of things are a little bit more fuzzy in my memory as of now. So I really want to read it before the movie comes out here in the Netherlands. So this is the book that I'm going to prioritize and read first during the month of September because I need to refresh the story, because I want to go into the movie knowing, you know? And it's one of the movies that I'm most excited about this year as well because I think it's gonna be brutal and I'm here for it. 16-year-old Ray goes against the wishes of his mom because he wants to compete in these competition that takes place every year. It's kind of like a stamina competition. You have to be the last one standing, and it is called The Long Walk. 100 boys need to keep a pace of 4 miles per hour without ever stopping. Stopping is not allowed. You can also not go slower. And whoever wins, whoever is the winner, and it can only be one, then they will receive the prize. And the prize is basically anything he wants for the rest of his life. That sounds, again, too good to be true, doesn't it? And we're talking here about teenagers because Ray, our main character, is 16. And so the long walk, obviously, is not going to be a piece of cake. It's not going to be as easy as you would imagine. It's going to be dangerous. And in this book, we are kind of in a dystopian America, so it's not your regular America. And of course, there are rules that the 100 contestants need to follow. And one of the first rules is that you are never ever allowed to stop. There is no finish line. You just need to keep going until there is just one left standing. That alone sounds like a no for me. It sounds like a hard pass. You can also not receive aid or help from anybody else, and you are also not allowed to slow down. If you start to go a little bit slower, you get a warning. 3 warnings and you're out of the game permanently. So very excited. They did a kind of marketing campaign for this film, and some of the first screenings in the US had the viewers walking on a treadmill while they were watching the movie at the same pace that the characters had to follow, and if you couldn't keep up, they will kick you out of the movie. And I thought that was a great idea, I'm not gonna lie, even though I don't know if I could do it right now, because being 6 months pregnant, I'm out of breath faster than normal, so I think I might have been kicked out of the movies of the movie, and I might have missed it. But I think it's a great marketing campaign, and it was a great idea. The next book I'm gonna be reading, I'm waiting for it because Amazon is about to deliver it to me. I think it's coming in like 2 days, and it is Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. And you guys know I have been a new fan of Rachel Harrison since I read The Returned, and I still have a couple of other books to read by her. I have So Thirsty and Cackle that I still have not read. They are there waiting for me, but I really want to read Play Nice because it's the new release, it's the hype, the cover looks fantastic, and I just need to know. Cleo lives what a lot of people would consider a perfect life, you know, from the outside. She looks like she's having a perfect life. She's a stylist, she's an influencer, but what people don't know is that she grew up in a haunted house. Well, not strictly haunted, but possessed. Cleo's mom had a very messy divorce, and she moved into a house with Alex, her sister, and Cleo, and the 3 were living in this house that was possessed by a demon. However, not everybody was on the same page when it comes to saying that the house was possessed, that it had a demon in it. It was Alex that always said that, and to the point where she was taken away from the family because they thought that she was unwell living with them. Alex even wrote a book about, you know, growing up in that house, about her experience living in a possessed, demon hunted house. So when Alex dies, she ends up passing the house to Cleo and her other sisters, and they all have to go there to that house. And I guess it's time now for Cleo to find out if the house really did have a demon inside or not. Not that Cleo really wants to live in the house, but she thinks it's a potential good like content for social media, like renovating the house, flipping it, and all of that, and she can profit from it. Needless to say, I'm really excited about this one, and knowing Rachel Harrison, this is probably going to be feminist, it's going to have a twist, it's going to have strong female characters. I'm just here for it. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. The next one is a bit of a chunky book, but last time I went to London, last November, I saw this book and I really wanted it, but it was so chunky that I was like, you know what, I'll just get it when I'm home. And that is The Murder Hypothesis by Sarah Wishart. And this is a YA book, but it kind of gave me, you know, Good Girl Guides to Murder vibes. And I just thought I needed this book. And I'm kind of in the mood for it. I don't know why. It's a chunky book and I'm not doing myself any favors by picking this up in September when I'm still really busy, but I have confidence that I might get this read quick. It does have a little bit of media in it, I think, but not much mixed media, so we shall see. It just sounds like fun. Grace and her dad decide to move to a small town called Devon, and they want to get out of London because of things that happened in their past, so, you know, new beginnings, that's what they want. But the house that they go to live in has a second-hand echo, and that starts to like project a voice that is telling them that it's gonna kill them, so no fun. Grace works out it's a recorded message that the echo is projecting, and then she starts to investigate and figures out that a lot of people that had heard that ended up dead. And Grace is like, I love statistics, I love science, I'm gonna put 2 and 2 together, I'm gonna figure out what's going on with this recording and why these people died. I mean, apparently people that died were accidental deaths, but she's like, come on, really? Probably too coincidental. So it's kind of fun, I think, and I love that this one has more of a science aspect to it as well, which is a little bit different maybe from other books. So I hope there's a lot of science in the book. I might not understand it. I might not know if the science is sciencing correctly, but I'm here for it. And obviously she probably also has to figure out before her or her dad is murdered next. So yeah, I'm just excited because I think the concept sounds a lot of fun. Next I have Death Spell by David Sodergren, because you guys know I'm on a mission to read all of his published works, at least the ones that he has under David Sodergren. So I think if I read this one and 2 more, I will be done, and then I can do a ranking of which ones are my favorites. But I think he's also coming up with another book before the end of the year. I'm not sure. He just keeps popping up books, guys. Like, I cannot keep up. He just keeps popping up books like crazy. This guy is a machine. But anyway, in the spirit of catching up a little bit, I'm gonna read this one, which is his latest release. 25 years ago, a guy named Ron, who is a businessman, decided to make a deal, and you know what type of deal it is. A deal that would benefit him, obviously, but that comes at a very high price. Ron is now the CEO of one of the biggest, richest companies. He has an empire. He has everything he wanted because obviously he made a pact, he made a deal. I think now he needs to help his daughter with something, so he seeks again the same person he made a deal with in the past to make a new deal. I don't know what's gonna go down here, but if you know, if there's anything I can expect from David Sodergren, is twisted, perverse, gory, disgusting, disturbing. So I'm just here for it, and I'm guessing that Ron doesn't even know yet what kind of price he's gonna have to pay for what he already has achieved thanks to this pact. So really excited for this one. The next one is a book that I feel like I have talked about reading this book for so long that it has to happen. I did wait until fall because I feel like it fits more the vibe than summer, and that is When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. I've been meaning to read this book for a couple months now, and it has to happen. So hopefully this one will finally be a book that I read in the month of September. Jess is a struggling actress, and one day she finds a 5-year-old boy standing in front of her door, and after a violent encounter with the boy's father, she and the boy end up kind of fleeing. They just run away together. Jess thinks she understands what they're up against, you know, just probably a really bad father that has abused or done something to this kid, and that's why he came for help. But as she's running away and she's trying to hide with the kid, you know, they just take the car and they just go from motel to motel trying to run. I think she underestimated what they were against, you know, what they were facing. I'm guessing obviously there's gonna be a werewolf or a wolf of some sorts. I don't know if it's just a metaphor or if it's just a real one, because with Nat Cassidy you never know. If I've learned anything from Mary and Nestlings, is that nothing is exactly what it seems in his books. So we shall see about this one, but I'm really excited because I did enjoy his other 2 books, so I need to read this one. I also really did enjoy Rest Stop, which is a novella by him that I would also recommend. Very, very gory, messy, but I really enjoyed it. So, you know, so far 3 out of 3. So I'm hoping this is going to be also a winner for me. To make my life a little bit easier, because I have chosen a couple of chunky books to read during the month of September, I decided to pick a novella that I think is also perfect to kind of ease me into Halloween season. I picked this novella purely based on the cover and the title, and it is Cat House by Bryce Gibson. I think I saw probably Cameron from Library Macabre posting this book on Instagram, and I straight went to my Amazon to check it out and order it because I'm that kind of person. I'm influenced by other people. A lot of times, you know, I add a lot of books to my wish list and things like that when I see people in my comments talking to me about books, or I'm scrolling through Instagram. So that's how I found this book, and I'm really grateful because I'm really excited to read this. I think this is just a graduation party, and the party is supposed to go well in this house, and then there's a group of feral cats that start to attack people. You know, as long as the cats win, I'm here for it. I hope there's not a lot of like harming cats, which is something probably I should have checked beforehand. But I just thought it looked so fun. It kind of looked like Goosebumps, like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of vibe, like just fun, cheesy horror. And sometimes that's all you need. Plus, I mean, this cover, it's so pretty. So I think this is gonna be great for easing my way into Halloween season. And the last book is an audiobook that I'm going to be listening to, and that is One Yellow Eye by Lee Radford, and this is horror sci-fi. And I picked this one because it just sounded like a very interesting concept and a fun one, and a mix of kind of subgenres, I guess, because there's also a little bit of romance here, plus it has zombies. We follow British scientist Kesta, and she's a brilliant scientist. The world has just finished getting rid of zombies. So they had a zombie plague, apocalypse, whatever, and they decided at some point to kill all of the zombies, to get rid of them in order to avoid another outbreak. So they decided to kill them all. What they don't know is that Kesta's boyfriend was bitten and is now a zombie, and she's keeping him in her house because she's just such a good scientist that she's determined to find a cure and save her boyfriend. So nobody knows that she has a zombie boyfriend in her house, hidden. She goes to work while she's trying to figure out how to save him. She tries to sedate him a little bit so he doesn't, you know, move too much or do too much, but he's getting harder and harder to control. He's getting stronger. The sedatives don't work as well anymore. So she's gonna have to come up with a plan before all hell breaks loose. So I really love this concept. I think it's a lot of fun because normally in zombie books, you never have the case where humanity has completely wiped out all zombies except one that is hidden, or, you know, normally you don't really have a scientist like this trying to find a cure because of love. Like, I don't know, it's like a mix of things that I'm very intrigued about the story. Like, I need to know more, you know? It's one of those that when you read the synopsis, you're like, I'm hooked, I need to know. So this one I'm gonna be listening to in audiobook. So you guys, those are the 7 books that I plan to read in the month of September. There are 6 books and 1 novella, trying to make my life a little bit easier. Hopefully I will get to all of them. And I'm specifically very, very excited, obviously, about Stephen King, Rachel Harrison, and the Nat Cassidy, basically everybody. And David Sodergren, which is another one of my favorites. So a lot of good authors here. Like, a lot of my favorites are in the month of September, which it's also kind of a strategy because if I put my favorites, I'm more inclined to want to pick them up, if that makes sense, because I know kind of what to expect. Like, I know I'm gonna enjoy them, versus a book by an author that I don't know and I'm like, will I enjoy it, will I not? So I'm really excited for my September to be our pile, and hopefully I will get through all of these books. Let me know down below, what are your reading plans for September? Are you starting already with some spooky Halloween reads? Let me know down below. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you all, as always, in our next coffee time. Bye!